Now, pet owners, we quickly find out that our furry friends can have just as much toys, maybe even clothes, as children.
It's true. And so what we want to make sure we do is keep it all organized. And we have Miss Fix-It, Jennifer Phelps, here to help us. Welcome back. I'm so glad you're here talking about this because we just got a new dog and we have 2 kids and we are just a bit of a mess, as you can see. Just a little bit of a mess today. But I mean, it's true. The clutter is amazing. Right. Both of our dogs are medium sized, but does it matter, you know, the size of the dog, the breed of the dog, the personality? I mean, there's so much to talk about.
Absolutely, yeah. And a lot of that will have a difference in how much stuff they have or the scale of the stuff. For example, are you having this little dog bowl or are you having this dog bowl? Yeah. You know, I mean, it's the size of the accessories too. And for example, how athletic is your dog? For example, is you have stuff you have to take to the dog park all the time, or is your pet, you know, queen of the cushion? You know, those are things that make a difference when you're setting up your home. And ideally, and mostly we're talking cats and dogs in the U.S., but at the very end we'll have a little something about those other critters. But in the U.S., mostly cats and dogs. And ideally, your pet is scaled to your dwelling and your lifestyle as well. So that's really important for people to do that. So not everyone can have 6 dogs like bloke in the control room. Right. Some people are better off with 1 goldfish. And, you know, that's the fact. So that's how it goes. But once you get all that stuff, and one of my fellow organizers said to me last night, my dog has cooler toys than I do.
Yeah, which is true.
That's right. But the first thing, though, is they can get spread all over. So always, I say, always purge. If it's so ratty that it's a health hazard or it's becoming a chewing or choking risk, get rid of it. If you don't like it, you don't use it, and they don't play with it, get rid of it, because I'm sure you have plenty of other stuff to play with. So again, same thing with kids and everybody else. Get rid of what you don't use and what is dangerous. And then, ideally, you'll have a space in your home to put all the toys. Your dogs are smart. They can be taught to put stuff in here and take them out. You betcha they could. You betcha they could.
Sign me up for that. That sounds great, because I can't tell you how much time I spent cleaning up after them.
That's right. So ideally you have a space that is attractive and looks nice in your decor, and it's a place for all those things to go, even if it's just when company come, for example. Now, when we're talking about those dogs that are going to the dog park and you're taking them hiking and you're doing all this stuff, a great way to have things near the door instead of on the kitchen counter would be, say, a coat hook by the door, or behind the door, there's this over the door hook. And if you want to put stuff in the closet, you can repurpose a tie rack for the leashes and collars and all of those things. And even, for example, the bag of toys and stuff and the little water, you know, disposable, you know, collapsible water bowl and stuff. All of that stuff can also be organized so that it's not all over the house and ready to go when you're walking out.
I love that. We have a place for our keys and our jackets. It's the same thing.
Yeah. Exactly. So, you know, you have to arrange your space if you have a little dog or you've got Great Danes like our family has had. You know, that bed's the size of a futon itself. So you really have to arrange, and often that's as much a piece of furniture as anything else in your house. You really have to think about that. Now, the other thing, too, is I'm going to lift this slowly so they can look at it.
Yes.
But, you know, this sort of bin holds 25 pounds. That may or may not be big enough for your pets, but litter, dog food, closed sealed containers, easier to manage. IKEA has a recycling bin that's stackable with a front flap, easy to get in, looks good, easy to store in the cabinet. And now, the other thing people don't think about is, what if you have an emergency, right? You need to make sure in advance that someone has a key and that you have a file in with your other important papers with your care instructions, vet information, as well as vaccination and vet records. But have that now in case you can't come home like usual sometime. Okay, so always think ahead, and people don't really think about that.
No, that's a really great reminder.
Yeah. So then, now we've got the messy stuff. Right, so we've got food bowls often all spread all over the house. Now, this little rack, the little bowl rack is great, keeps things from spreading all over the kitchen. Also for bigger dogs, the bigger things, helps also with some breeds' digestion. A little rubber mat also helps to keep things contained. Now, they're grooming items and things like that. You can give them a designated bin so kids don't get into it and stuff. It's in one place, in the laundry room or bathroom, whatever is useful. Now, our family has always had the covered litter boxes. I did not put it all together because then we wouldn't be able to see you all behind here, but the covered litter box is really great, and there's a covered kitty scooper that's like a toilet brush holder.
I was gonna say that's exactly what it looks like.
Exactly. And I'm like, that is so genius instead of laying on top. That's like the grodiest thing ever. But then also there's a little litter mat that helps them like drop the litter as they go. And then at the end, the ever-present fight for hair. There's really cool fur products and new and unique ones. So it's always a battle, but you know, there's some cutting-edge stuff that helps with that. And then the odor control, and that's a pretty natural, nature's miracles, pretty natural, which I really like around pets. People don't also realize you can throw toys and bedding in the washing machine. You could, and also a lot of plastic toys and bowls, put them in your dishwasher, sanitizes them just the same. So then, like the other critters, usually they're smaller. Now, I am not the girl if you want to organize your mice to feed your python.
Right.
Not me. But usually gerbils and birds and reptiles, they're going to be in their own cases on, you choose a cabinet or something with drawers that you can designate specifically for use with those pets. So you really can corral stuff for those furry children in our house so that everybody is happy and your house stays as tidy as possible.
It is, and I love the resealable stuff. You can use this even for the gerbils and stuff, the stuff that you lay in the beds of the cage or whatever. Put them in something that's not such an eyesore also.
And this has wheels on it, so you can roll it under, you know, say a folding table or something in your laundry room. And again, the IKEA stackable ones are really cool, and that's the recycling bins, but they have this flap, so you can put litter and dog food and all the accessories and stuff in one place. There's really cool stuff if you think creatively and use it for your pets.
Space Saver, did you get some tips
I'm
today?
going to be stopping on the way home to pick up some of these. I think this is great. Thank you.
And call me
so
when
much.
they're cleaning up after themselves.
Yeah, you got to teach Trixie.
We'll work on that. That's going to take a second, but.
As always, thank you so much, Jennifer. You can learn more tips online at miss-fix-it.com, or you can hire a professional organizer or Jennifer herself by visiting TucsonProfessionalOrganizers.org.